so welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a video on contouring. Those of you that don't already know, contouring is basically a way of transforming your face, I guess, like your facial features, your cheekbones, your nose, your chin, your forehead with makeup. So the first major rule with contouring is to contour you need a matte color. Matte meaning a flat color, a base color, something with no shimmer, no gleam or highlight or anything in it. You just need a really plain color with nothing else. So I'm going to be using my NYX Haute Jersey Leopard Couture palette, and in this palette it's really awesome. It's got like all these eyeshadows. You can see some of them I've used quite a bit, and then also 3 bronze colors. Now the top bronze is a matte, as you can see. It has no shimmer or anything. The bottom 2 though have a little bit of shimmer in them. They're darker. And then it also has 2 blushes and a highlight. So I'll be using these for my video. This I got off eBay for about $30, and I'm pretty sure you can just get it off eBay. So wherever you are, I highly recommend this palette. It's really, really good, and it's from NYX, so that's pretty good drugstore brand. So I'm going to be using the top color, as I said. So to start off with, I'm going to be contouring my cheekbones. So for that, I'm just going to be using just a standard, my bronzer brush, which is just basically a powder brush, but I squeeze it like this, so it gives me a nice clean line and just easier to work with if you squeeze it. You can buy brushes that are sort of more like, how do I explain it? They're basically like that, so you don't have to squeeze it. There's one by NYX, there's one by NARS. There's quite a few that are getting a lot more popular because a lot more people are contouring these days. And yeah, so to get started, all you need to do is find your cheekbone. So I'm not sure if you guys can see, but you can kind of see my cheekbone. It's basically there. You can feel with your brush where your cheekbone is. So wherever is, you know, the edge of your bone on your cheek is basically where you want to define. So that line there is where I'm going to be defining, and I've sort of made a mark with my brush, so it makes it a little bit easier. So some people don't have a natural sort of contour line, but it's really easy to find if you just sort of feel for it basically. I'm going to grab a little bit of product on my brush and tap it off, because the rule with another rule with contouring is if you put too much on, there's not really a lot you can do about it, but it's better to just build it up little by little until you reach your desired, you know, level of contour, or however you want to say it. So yeah, I'm just going to go little by little just to show you how you can build it up. So I've got a little bit on my brush here, and I'm just going to squeeze that where the powder is, and basically just run it along my cheekbone, starting from my ear, where the base of my ear starts. You want to start here because that's where you're going to deposit most of your product. If you start here, you're going to put more product there than you would up here, and it's just going to look horrible. It's not going to look blended or anything. So you want to start where the heaviest bit of powder should be, which is up here, because if you put your, if you start here, basically you're just going to end up with muddy looking cheeks, and you don't want that. It's not going to look blended. So always make sure you start up here, and then you can blend the color down. So I'm just going to squeeze my brush and start going in the direction of my cheekbone. As you can see, I've started to create a line, which is what I want. And I'm just going to grab a little bit more product. I forgot to say that with your powder, if you're using a powder, you can use a cream or a powder to do this. I'm just using a powder because I figured most of my viewers are going to have a dark brown matte powder as opposed to cream concealer or contouring kit. So I sort of just went with what you guys would probably have already, and this is all I use anyway. It's not as messy and it's just really easy to blend in with the powder. A lot of people use creams, but for now I'm just using my powders because it's a lot easier. So that's the other thing I was going to tell you about. With your powder, you want to make sure it's darker than your natural skin color, up to 3 shades darker, otherwise you're not going to be able to see the contour. So yeah, so I'm just going to keep going. Make sure you always start from your ear and blend that down. Doing this face like a fish also really helps as well, because you suck in the hollows of your cheeks, which protrudes your cheekbones, so it makes it a lot easier. But if you already sort of have an idea of where your cheekbones are, then it's not really going to be a problem for you. But if you're just starting to sort of learn how to contour and stuff, then it's a good way of sort of really finding where your cheekbones are. I still do it just because it makes it a bit easier. And so that is pretty much my contour done for this side. I'm not going to go any further than the end of my eye, because if I have contour line here, it doesn't look good at all. It looks really horrible and you end up with like a V on your face, and that's not even contouring. So don't do that. Make sure you always stop at least at the end of your brow or at the end of your eye, because if you go further than that, it's just going to defeat the whole purpose of contouring and just make you look really bizarre. So yeah, I'm just going to blend that in. I'm just going to blend that in now, and I'll be going over that with my pressed powder later, so it will be blended in a lot more. So that is that side of my cheek done. Now I'm going to do the other side, just with those same steps, starting at my ear and blending down. It's also a good idea to put a little bit of that bronzer onto your ears. Sometimes especially winter where it is, where I am now, your ears really don't get a lot of sun, because I know mine are always covered by my hair. So I always make sure I put a little bit of bronzer onto my ears, especially when they're a lot paler than my face. Just, you know, to sort of blend everything in. Okay, so that's my cheeks done. So I hope I've made this video easy enough for you. You don't have to go out and buy all the products that I've used here. You can just use a matte brown eyeshadow. I'm sure everyone has one at home. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you think, and put any suggestions for future videos below. I really appreciate it, because then I know what you guys are going to want to watch and stuff like that. So yeah, for now, I hope you're having a good day. Like, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.
Up to the sky, lovers that make out their tears.